Good morning, Your Honor. When I first began drafting this letter back in January of 2017, I was at a loss. Back then, it felt like I didn't have the words or the strength to describe this incomprehensible pain, this unimaginable loss. Even now, after more than 2 years since this tragedy, it still feels inadequate. And that's because words can't replace siblings, or wives, or moms. All that remains now is grief, a lifetime of missing her more than I am able, a lifetime never completely full. She lives on inside of me. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones and in the tears that roll down my cheeks and in every breath. She never left me, not even for a single moment. That's the story I want people to know. Her story, our story. I was 18 when I lost my mother. 5 days out of high school, in what should have been the most promising time of my life, I found myself shattered. Minutes in the day carried on like hours, but the nights were even longer. Tormented by death, I did not sleep. I worried the next time I awoke, someone else would have been taken from me. More days passed, and the initial shock went with it. Then, all that was left was pieces. All that was left was grief. The weight of losing my mother was something I was not strong enough to handle, so I began sleeping more, even hoping that maybe I'd be lucky enough not to wake up next time. I now understand the pain that drives someone to take their own life. At 18, my life had become so consumed with sadness that I no longer had the strength to live for myself. So I chose to live for my dad, and my brother, and my best friend. I chose to live for all the people who couldn't possibly take any more pain than they were given. I chose to live for her. Even then, it was her who was saving me. As the end of the semester neared, each day felt one step closer to death. I was the lowest I had ever been. After weeks of exploring every possible situation, I made the decision to remove myself from the university. 3 months is not enough time to heal the wounds I was carrying. 2 years isn't even enough. This kind of pain never leaves you. You just learn how to carry it. I'm not sure what would have happened if I stayed at MSU, but I'm 95% certain I wouldn't be here speaking today. Consider what my mother had left me. At first, it seemed like nothing remained. It seemed like every part of her was gone. However, it didn't take long to realize the multitude of things she left me, the most prominent one being strength. The strength to stand here today, the strength to move forward, the strength to love again, the strength to redefine strength, the strength to be more than what happened to me. She continues to protect me with this strength, with her strength, but this time it comes from within. For a long time, I struggled with what to say. 2 years of suffering and grief is not easily summarized in a few pages. It wasn't until defense attorney Turple gave his opening arguments that I finally found what I was searching for. The quote goes as follows: "Mr. Pickett did drive a vehicle, and that vehicle killed some people." What I would like to emphasize here is some people. It was not some people who were killed that night in June, and it wasn't some people who survived that night. These people have names and lives and families that were devastated by this tragedy. Families like mine, people like my mother. The rippling effect of this event is farther reaching than anyone could ever imagine because we loved these people and these people loved us. Ann Fevig Hughes, Jennifer Johnson, Tony Nelson, Larry Paulik, Suzanne Sippel, Paul Gobble, Sheila Jeske, Paul Reynolds, and Debra Bradley. They aren't just some people. They are our people. She was my mom. Thank you.